Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. I'm opening up a little bit more about what I'm doing online, my career online, social media. A lovely girl on Instagram actually messaged me and said, I'd love to know more about like how you got to where you are behind the scenes, a little bit about like what you do that I don't share as much online, because obviously I share my life online, but I don't really share the part of me actually creating and sort of behind the scenes as much, I'd say. So before I jump into the questions, I thought I'd do a little bit of a background in case you're new here and don't really know what's going on in my life. So I do social media full time. My main source of income is from Instagram. I also earn money from YouTube, affiliate links, and then other bits and pieces that are like sort of social media related but not directly posted on my accounts. So yeah, that's sort of like how I earn my money. Through YouTube it's via AdSense. I barely get any money from YouTube AdSense, and then brand collaborations, which I think I've touched on at some point before on my channel, but I haven't really done one of these videos where I talk about social media and earn an income since I've actually made like a full-time wage on it. Yeah, literally, I love chatting about the thing. I talk about it a lot with my social media friends, and I just want to be a bit more open about it with people who watch, because I know it was something I was super intrigued about before this became like my job. So yeah, Instagram, again, I don't earn money specifically from posting things. It's only when I get a brand collaboration, but because my Instagram following is higher than my other accounts, that's obviously where I get the most money. So yeah, so a brand will either contact me or my management. I will send it over to my management if they've got in contact with me directly via DM. If not, they just message my business email, and then one of my managers will respond to them and will negotiate either a fee about the deliverables that they want, whether that's an Instagram post, a reel, a few stories, both, like what sort of things they want from me, and then their fee that I obviously accept it. And then it goes into the next stage where obviously I either get the product, get to try out the service, whatever it is they want me to talk about. So yeah, and then obviously I reject a lot of the campaigns that come through that I don't think is worth my time, or I don't believe in the product, or is just not a very good fit with my brand and what I share. That's sort of how I get my income. Other small areas of income I get are from affiliate links, which is when, say, like I'm wearing this jumper and then I put like a swipe up link on my Instagram story or in the description of my YouTube video, and if people buy through that link I get like a certain commission from either ShopStyle or 21 Buttons. Those are the two affiliate programs that I use, and then yeah, I just get like a couple of pounds or pennies sometimes if someone's bought something because they've seen it like through my account, through the link. But yeah, it doesn't obviously affect whoever buys the product. It doesn't make the product more, it's just like a small commission. So yeah, those are the three main ways: YouTube, Instagram, and affiliate links. And then on the odd occasion I will do other bits and pieces. Like earlier on in the year I did some like modelling for a yoga app in January. I've had a few exciting things behind the scenes going on for something else. Even if I don't get to the final stage, I have come a very long way, and yeah, it's included like self-taping, and it's just been a bit exciting. But yeah, I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but you can see my smile here. You bet I'll be crying in a couple of days when I get rejected. Yeah, not the attitude that we want. But yeah, so I do other stuff as well as like post on my social media, if that makes sense. So like TV related things, app related things, like other stuff. And modelling. I'm going to dive into the questions. So we've got, how did you start gaining a following? I'm guessing a lot of these questions will be Instagram related. I've been doing Instagram and YouTube for years now, and my Instagram has only sort of picked up within the last year. I have been just working really hard at like, no, I just posted Instagram photos for fun. Like I just love having that as a creative outlet. I love taking photos, so it was just like a nice place to post them. And then I'd say in the past like year and a half, 2 years, I sort of took Instagram more seriously in terms of like bulk shooting content and just making sure I have stuff that I can put out there constantly, because that is a great way to expand my reach and potential following on my account. And it's also one of the reasons that I brought out consistency, which is something I wanted to talk about later. So consistency is also a source of my income, but yeah, I will talk about that later on in the video. It's basically a brand that me and Carrie, my best friend, created, and it's all about like Instagram growth, organic growth, digital marketing, social media. I started gaining my following within the last like year and a half, I'd say. More so the beginning of this year, beginning of lockdown, is when sort of like my platform on Instagram took off. I started like being really raw and open and sort of sharing my tough journey with body acceptance, body confidence. And I think with this sort of thing, it's not a destination, like accepting your body and being confident in your body. You can't just like suddenly be happy, because there's always going to be changes in your life, whether that's your body, your mind adapting to different situations. So yeah, it's just sort of like becoming body neutral, accepting your body and who you are. And that's sort of like what I have heavily on my Instagram platform. I absolutely love fashion as well, and I just sort of want to share that, like, even though I'm not like your standard model size, I am like in that mid-size region where I'm not like slim framed and what you see mainly on like television adverts and the media adverts, but I'm also not like plus size either. I'm sort of in that weird in between, which is where the coined term mid-size comes from. Some people have a serious problem with that word for some reason, but I have no idea why. I think it's actually a really lovely sort of like way to not categorize, but just sort of represent all these women like me who are in the middle and don't sort of like fit in either region. So yeah, I really like the term mid-size. It doesn't fully define me as a person, but I just sort of put that out there online because I know a lot of women compare themselves to a lot of people that they see online and in TV, and you don't have to all look like that way to be beautiful. Like, we're all individual and unique, and that is just, yeah, basically that's what I promote on my Instagram. A little bit of fashion, a little bit of beauty, a little bit of lifestyle, food and stuff like that. But yeah, I know a lot of my content is heavily related about inspiring and empowering women, and that is like my main aim. And I know that sort of rambled off, but yeah, I think maybe I gained my following from showing sort of like my real life and not being fake and just like sort of opening up. But you don't have to do that to gain a following. The main thing I'd say is just make sure you find a niche, which is something I might as well just talk about it now. But basically, me and Carrie have written a whole book called Rise and Grind, Beginner's Guide to Instagram Growth, and it talks about all of the things that you could possibly be doing to help build a career online and build an income from your Instagram account just from doing something you enjoy. And one of the main things I would personally say about following is make sure you have a sort of like niche, which is why people come to your account, something that draws them to your account and makes them want to follow you. So whether that is because you post really beautiful interior design and like lots of people who are moving out and stuff want to follow you for that reason or get inspiration from you, like it literally just depends on whatever you like. But something me and Carrie always say is that your niche is your life. So yeah, it literally is just finding that niche or being yourself. And yes, it does take time. It takes a lot of work and effort, and if you enjoy it, that should be the main thing why you're creating content anyway. I'd say make sure you've got a set niche if possible, and just be real online. Be real online. And also go check out mine and Carrie's ebook, because honestly we have jam-packed that with so much information, and the book is available for under £20, so it is so worth it. So I've got a lovely girl who has asked, do you ever worry about income? I definitely did at the start, because I was taking a risk in that sense. I know a lot of people probably expected me to come out of uni and go straight into like a graduate job with my forensic science degree, but I personally want to wait until I'm a little bit older to go into that. I feel like I am young, free. I don't really want a serious job, and this is something I am enjoying doing right now. Like, this is my favorite hobby in the world, and I've been able to turn it into a job, which is just absolutely crazy to me. And it's just mind-boggling every day that like I'm doing this now as full time. Yeah, so when I did take that risk and decided, right, I'm gonna just focus on my social media, put all of my time and energy and effort into creating stuff and having other things in the pipeline, which I'm sure you will all see on social media soon with some of my other friends. I did worry about my income at the beginning. Now I'm earning like, obviously not a stable income, because every month differs, like depending on what brand deals come in, if my AdSense is doing a little bit shit. It really does depend, but I don't think I'm like necessarily worried at the minute about income. But maybe that's because this time of year is quite good social media wise, because we've got Christmas and Black Friday and Halloween's just gone. It's quite like event based, which is what a lot of campaigns are focused on. So yeah, I'd say this time of year I'm not very worried at all. Do you ever feel you spend too much time on social media? Yes, it's my job, so I'm literally on it for hours and hours and hours a day, and I'm still trying to get into the routine of switching off social media, sitting down and either listening to like a podcast or having some like nice sounds on like in the evening before I go to bed to sort of switch off, because I am looking at a screen for way too long. Social media can be quite toxic in some senses, and yeah, I do need that break. So I'm still trying to work on that. I do spend too much time on social media, but I have to an extent, because social media gives me inspiration for content. It helps me know what's like going on in the social media world, especially with like Instagram updates, like the new Reels feature that was released in August. I definitely spend too much time on social media. How did you start, grow, gain followers? Most of my questions here are all about growing your following and sort of like making this like a small Instagram account become your full-time job. Honestly, I cannot recommend enough checking out Consistency. We are at www.consistencyshop.co.uk online, or you can go and check out our Instagram page, see if it's anything up your street. We talk about like editing styles as well. We have presets that you can pop on your photos to make your feed look cohesive if you're looking for photo editing styles, or if not, we have the ebooks on there that are really helpful for if you're wanting to grow followers organically and yeah, just take Instagram a little bit more seriously. How did you get in contact with some brands, good agencies or management? So I'm currently with Sharp Talent. They got in contact with me last Feb. It'll be 2 years in Feb that I've been signed to Sharp, and it has gained me so many amazing opportunities, connections with brands and lots of like networking and fun events and stuff. So yeah, I definitely think management has been great for me, and it's helped me sort of like push my platform and allowed me to do this full time. But I don't think you have to have a management. Don't feel like you have to have management at all to succeed. If you have a great idea, feel free to propose it to a brand. Like, don't hold back and wait for brands to come to you. Feel free to go and pitch. If you have a sick idea that you think that would really benefit you, then definitely go speak to a brand, email them, find their contact details on LinkedIn. Me and Carrie again have a whole section on pitching, brand deals, contracts, how to get your first paid collaboration, all in that book that I was talking about earlier on in the video. So definitely go check it out because it's super helpful. Do you think you earn more doing this than a normal graduate job? So I thought this question was quite difficult because obviously graduate jobs could go from 20,000 a year to what, over 100,000 a year. I mean, it depends what you mean by normal graduate job. I don't know. I'm earning more than I was if I was doing my old job full time, if that makes sense. So like my old job where I was working in catering, I am probably earning double. I'd probably say I'm earning double than what I was earning there. Especially on certain months, if not triple. So I'd say I am earning like a good amount of money for my age. I don't know. I think I'm definitely earning more than what I think I would have if I'd have gone straight into forensics, because I'd have to start quite small and build myself up, and even then, like, I feel like I still am earning just as much, if not more. So yeah, money is not a major concern at the minute. Does it bother you when someone copies your posts or videos? Yeah. If they don't credit, like, I am inspired by so many people online. Credit where credit's due, do you know what I mean? Like, if I've got an idea from someone, I will always message them, or I'll always put their name in the description if I have been inspired to create the video because of them. But I know online there's a lot of things that like come and go, and there are a lot of trends that are all over the place. So I guess to some extent people are constantly copying each other with the trends, but when there's something like so specific and you see people copying it, it is kind of frustrating when they're not crediting you and acting as if the idea was their own. So yeah, sometimes I do get annoyed, but I have to try and take it with a pinch of salt because I feel like this industry can be very harsh with that sort of thing. So yeah. Oh, this one's interesting. So I've got, do you find it hard to critique photos of yourself for the gram? So I'm assuming by this you mean like when I take photos of like my outfits, critiquing the photos to decide like which one I upload, maybe? That's the sort of angle I feel like you're going for. Sometimes I find it hard. It depends like what mood you catch me in, but most of the time I'm pretty good at just being like, oh, I really like this photo, it differs from my others. Like, I quite enjoy like putting together a feed and just like seeing the aesthetics of photos and how I can make them all match and stuff. Like, I just really enjoy that. I absolutely love that side of things, so I don't really find it too hard critiquing myself. I'd say just on the occasional bad days, like once in 20 I will probably be upset with photos and like start like thinking badly about myself, but I feel like that is again just based on my mood of the day. Oh, someone's put tips on how to start, for example, picture inspiration. So all my picture inspirations from Pinterest. Like, I absolutely love Pinterest. I also follow obviously a lot of other influencer and creator accounts on Instagram. Like I said, I get inspired by other people and create similar content, will credit them. But yeah, Pinterest is always a great place to start as well. I just feel like the quotes on Pinterest also inspire me, so I love that. I've been told social media could affect you when getting a job. Do you think it's true? Well, yeah, I think it is true. It depends what job you're going for. I think a lot of like serious jobs where they like inspect all your social media, obviously it could impact you. But I personally have always said, if someone is not going to take me on because of my social media, I don't want to work for that place. Like, my social media is a place where I put my heart and soul into it, and I share my honest, like, raw life online, and I don't want to lie about it. Like, I don't want to only post stuff that is a lie. Yeah, if a job doesn't want me because of my social media, I don't give a fuck. Like, I won't be working for them. But yeah, I do also understand the other side of things. If you want to go into a serious job, I guess you have to have like certain privacy settings and things like that on your social media. But yeah, I've always said I wanted to work for myself. Like, I actually can't find this quote, I'm so sad, but it's something like, believing in yourself and working on your dreams, otherwise you're going to be working to help someone else's dream. It's something along those lines, which is what I love. And I've always wanted to be like self-employed, managing myself. Like, I quite like being organized and being able to set my own like hours. So yeah, this is sort of the dream for me. So I don't think it would affect me like in the future about my social media, and if it does, then I don't want to be working for a company that does that. But that is literally personal preference. Like, I completely understand the other side of it too. How do you manage to be so disciplined to make videos and do your uni work, so your time management? When I was at uni, obviously I had my YouTube channel as well, and I was balancing both. It was very intense. Like, every hour I wasn't spent doing assignments and essays and coursework and going into uni, I was sat filming and editing videos. So I had no free time at uni really, apart from the odd occasion when we'd go out at the weekends. So yeah, I'm probably not the best person to ask for time management, and sometimes I would prioritize my YouTube over my degree when I was like procrastinating writing my stuff. But yeah, I just say make sure you're prioritizing the right thing, which is something that I didn't do, and just sort of like, again, set your hours. Like, now I'm out of it and I'm only focused on one thing, doing my like social media. It's easy to set times when I'm doing stuff. Like, I work better in the evenings, so I just start my days a little bit later than the average like 9 to 5 working hours. So I'd probably say I start working at like 10, 11 and then finish like 7 or 8 o'clock in the evenings, depending on what day. But obviously I'm a lot more flexible, so some days if I'm seeing a friend in the middle of the day, I will just work for longer hours the following day, or vice versa. Did you plan to be an influencer? How did you gain so many followers? No, I didn't plan it. Like, I've been like breathing I've been living and breathing social media since it started. I have been making YouTube videos since it ever began. Got teased a little bit for the videos that I uploaded. Like, I was just making like weird skitty videos with my brother and family and some of my friends. Then me and Meg started making like music videos, like the weird music videos where you'd like dance and like hold up weird cards and just do weird stuff, with lots of my friends as well. So I've literally been doing YouTube for years and years, and just like removed those accounts and then started properly doing YouTube, where I sit down, and wasn't so embarrassed to share it when I was 26, when it was 2016. And then obviously made my vlog channels, and then my Instagram's also been running at the same time. I used to take little photos of Yankee candles on flower bedding, baby lips. Like, it was that phase. I wonder if anyone else remembers that. Was anyone else swept up in that phase? But yeah, I've literally been doing social media for as long as I remember. I never planned on being an influencer. I didn't know this could be a career when I first started it. I just love sharing photos and love creating videos. I just feel like it comes from that sort of extroverted side of me, where I loved drama and dance, and I was going to go into musical theatre. So yeah, it was like a nice creative outlet for me, and I just saw it as an escape and completely as a hobby. And then as soon as like it's sort of become apparent that you could earn money, like, obviously it's been really beneficial, and I just love it. So yeah. Does it ever make you anxious that you don't make the same amount of money each month? Yes. Sort of differs from the earlier question about worrying about an income. Like, I know I'm gonna get an income, but it does like freak me out that like some months I could earn way more than others. Like, it does make me a little bit anxious. What's the biggest challenge in becoming or being an influencer? I would say hands down hate is like one of the top things. yeah, hate is probably the top thing for me, that like random people can troll your platform and just come into your little nice happy bubble out of nowhere and just sort of like assume lots of things about you, which is fair enough. Like, I put myself online, but that does not warrant hate. I hate that whole thing of like, you put yourself out there so you should expect it. No, I don't put myself out there to be ridiculed online and harassed and just be completely and utterly violated by random people in the world. So yeah, I definitely say that trolling can be really bad. I had such a bad stage in summer where it made me like hate myself so much, and I considered like deleting a load of my posts because of it. So yeah, I'd say that was definitely the biggest challenge, but we're getting there. I'm sure over time I'll be able to find lots of nice coping mechanisms. Someone's put, how do you start gaining confidence in front of the camera? It's literally just repetition. I used to sound so weird. Like, if you go back and look at my really old videos, my first ever vlogs, you will see how awkward and weird I am and like how I'm talking. It's just not normal, because it isn't normal talking to a camera. I've just got so used to it and like just talking to myself that I just come across like how I would in person. Again, in public, that is something that is even more so hard to do with confidence. Like, sometimes I even get still a bit embarrassed and weird like vlogging in public, but I'm sort of over it now because it's like my job and people are judgmental wherever you go, whatever you do. So just go for it, and just the more you do it, the better you'll become, the more confident you'll be. How much time did you dedicate to social media when in uni? Literally every waking hour of the day that I wasn't focusing on uni, I was doing social media. So is it possible to make a career out of this? Yes, absolutely. Like, it can spiral and go into so many different things, like not just like one thing. Like I said, like I've got Instagram, YouTube, affiliate links and consistency, and then I've also got other things going on as well. So there are lots of different ways you can like sort of branch out and make a career out of having an online presence. Did you feel weird acting like an influencer with low followers, like talking to the camera? Yeah, I definitely feel like when I first started, I was like, what am I doing? Like, no one's going to watch these videos. It's so weird that I'm just like chatting as if people are there when no one's going to watch. So I do understand why you feel weird. But I think you just have to like go for it and like pretend you're talking to like loads of people, talking to your friends. Like, I sit here as if I'm talking to like a mate, which is, I don't know, it's like a subconscious thing now. I'm just like talking to a friend. So yeah, I think it's just, again, something that you just have to repeat and do over time. We've also got one, how did you get over other people judging you for trying to grow your account? Everyone's going to judge everyone for whatever they do. People will judge you, take the piss out of you, and then when you actually start becoming successful, then people want to start being nice to you. So I think you just have to go for it and like just sort of like block them out. Like, do what you want. Your life is so precious and you've got such limited time on the earth. Sorry to be a bit morbid, but you've got such limited time. Like, why would you stop like a random person that you don't really care about judging you? Even if it's like a friend or something, like they're not really a friend if they're taking the piss out of you for it. Like, obviously you can have light-hearted like banter and stuff between you, but if they're genuinely taking the piss, then they're actually not your friend if you're doing something you love and doing something you enjoy. Lots of people take the piss out of me. I sort of can just like laugh it off if they're like taking the piss out of like speaking to the camera or whatever. But yeah, I just genuinely think fuck them if they're gonna chat shit about you and judge you. Like, just do something that makes you happy on earth. And then the final question we've got is, how did you start it all? Would love to, but I feel like I'd be embarrassed. I guess that sort of coincides with that last question. Do it for you. Like, just start filming on your phone. I filmed all of my first videos on my phone before I got my cameras. I've been through a variety of cameras. Like, just experiment, see what works for you, see what videos you like filming, see what content you like posting, see what your audience likes as well, and sort of like partner those together and create stuff that you love and also what other people love too, and you'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, I hope this has been an interesting video. I really enjoyed filming it and chatting to you guys a little bit more deeply about what I do at the minute. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'll be happy to chat about anything I've discussed in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.